Yo, what's up YouTube? Dragothien Gaming coming back finally after a little bit of a hiatus that we had to take. Some life things came up. I do want to give a huge shout out to all the people who are nice enough to, pretty much check up on me, message me in game, message me on Discord. Y'all are amazing. As always, amazing support from everyone on this channel. You guys are really amazing people, human beings. Massive hearts to you guys. Love you guys so much. So we are back, and today on our video, what I want to do is catch the channel up to speed on what has been going on in our jumper project. So we landed in Kingdom 2581 about 2 months ago. We're about 60 days into the kingdom, give or take a day or two, and we're about 3 days away from Lost Temple capture. So we've progressed through Zone 2, we've progressed into Zone 3. What do the powers look like of our alliances? What do the whales look like, if there are any? And what is our KVK matchups starting to shake up and look like? Well, we're going to bring that all to you on that video right now. Let's jump into it. All right, guys, so here we are back on the jumper project grind. Again, we are about, in total, 67 days into the jumper project, and roughly about, give or take a month or about 2 months into the actual kingdom of 2581. So first, what I want to do is let's give a map layout, and then we're going to jump into alliance powers, individual powers. We'll take a peek at what's going on for Zenith, for our MGE. But as you can see, with marker spam all over the place, when we last left off, 81 FM started off in Province 1, and we have stretched out quite far, capturing all of the shrines that we are going to need for KVK, the essential ones. We had an idea to go and maybe stretch to pick this one up, which is a 5% rally attack, but we made the decision that it just wasn't very resource rich. It looks resource rich, but it's really not, with the amount of flags that we needed to do and just the pure flag cost. So we decided to nix that idea. But yeah, as you can see, our territory has progressed pretty nicely. We have our academy over here, FMQ, with a couple forts down. We're getting ready for the upcoming monument event to speed up our Lost Temple capture. Province 2 is a little bit of a, I don't want to say a wasteland, but this is the uncontested province from none of our core alliances from the jumper project. So this was pretty much left up to whoever wanted it, up for grabs, and that's where we secured the academy. As you can see, they have most of the shrines and holy sites that are needed for academy members to boost up appropriately. As we head into Province 3, we see our Fae crew, and they have stretched out pretty nicely as well. Everyone's been taking the holy sites and structures and whatnot that we have needed to. And I actually do need to get some of this fog, because I'm trying to get these 10 keys for the monument event, and I started off very nicely, but I just got super lazy with the fog after. Then we have our Fate crew in the 4th province in Gondor, again stretched out very nicely. I believe they had the 3 shrines. I don't even know what this one is over here. I'm pretty sure they were supposed to have the 3, but there were some things that kind of happened that caused the 81 FT to fall a little bit, but we are working on bringing them back up into what we want is to have them as our number 2 alliance. And then as we move into over here into Province 5, so Province 5 was our Fade fam, and a little ways, probably right before Zone 2, we decided to merge the players from 81 FD into what was going to settle as our top 4 alliance. Shout out to my buddy PJ, who's actually no longer on the project. He got caught up with life. My man's doing the grind, so he had to drop the jumper project. He's still playing on his main, and yeah, I mean, shortly after that, we pretty much made 81 FD and FMQ the kind of pseudo kingdom academy. So this is where we send players who are being a little bit more inactive or dropping in power, and we send them here to give them a little bit of time. At least they still have zone 2, they still have plenty of holy sites and whatnot, they still have plenty of passive income from a very nice territory that has been developed for them. So we made the decision again to kind of try and even out the alliance powers and boost the top 4 activities, because I think we were spread a little bit too thin. And then as we move into the last province, province 6, this is where our Pinoy alliance fake fam is residing. And again, I mean, great flag builds by all, great territory management from our territory management team, and just, you know, overall really job well done from leadership all the way down to all the members who, you know, just being very cooperative. I think we really have something good here. We have had Rising Star pretty much the entire, since this thing popped up. I think it's on like day 10 or something like that. I think we maybe fell off from Rising Star once, but we've held Rising Star pretty much this entire time. And when you take into consider what Rising Star is, this prevents us from pulling in 10 million plus players. We did have a little bit of a gap where we were actually able to bring in a whale from, I believe it was Kingdom 2578, and a ton of their players came over. And actually we also just had some migrants coming over from 2577. This early game is very cheeky. There's a lot of poaching of players. As you can see, 2582, they have also been residing with the Rising Star. They poached a decent amount of our players too. So there's a lot of the back and forth of, I don't want to say bickering, but we're trying to pull players from another. I actually just reached out to someone, I think it was in 2582, and he was a fellow Filipino, and he's like, oh yeah, well, I was in 2581, then I went to 2578, and now I'm back, and now I'm in 2582. And I was like, no, bro, come back to us. But it's all good. That's how the game is going to be played out, especially in these very early stages. A few other kingdoms that have been flip-flopping from Rising Star, we had 2584. They had acquired the Rising Star at one point, and then also 2580 has flip-flopped on the Rising Star. So there's, you know, 4 pretty solid kingdoms over here, and then the other ones are hanging in there as well. And we actually just got word of a little bit of juicy drama that is probably going to be taking place in 2584 with a very interesting approach with, I think, 7 or 8 alliances in Zone 3, which in my opinion is a little too much. But hey, to each their own, right? So let us go into our rankings. Ooh, fake passed us in alliance flags. Very nice, fake fam. Damn, we gotta step it up a little bit. But we are as the #1 fighting alliance, we are going to be pushing our tech much harder now. So our flag builds are probably going to fall behind a little bit as we prepare for KVK, which is probably about 20 to 25 days away roughly. If we go in and check out alliance power, 824 mil, we're creeping up on that 1 bill. Faye with 714 mil, fake fam at 589, and fate fam at 569. And then you have the couple of academy alliances down here, 1, 2, 3, 4, that are rounding out our top 10. And then BGEG, which I think we're actually trying to work them and integrate them into our academies as well. So we're pretty deep. I think we're a pretty deep kingdom. There was a spreadsheet that came out where I think, you know, we don't have the strongest alliance within the continent, but when you match up our top 4s against anyone, we have the #1 powers throughout our top 4. So that shows that we are very deep. Now, the moment that you guys have all been waiting for. Everyone wants to know, well, how many whales do you guys have, Dan? How many whales? So let's check it out. My man Odin, this dude came out of nowhere. He joined Fame like, I want to say like a week and a half ago. A couple players started guiding him. I think he just really kind of got the itch for the game. And my man whaled up. Like, he joined us as like a 4 million power player. And this was like 2 weeks ago on the last gold head event. So I was pushing during a building event, and Odin, who was Bo at the time, also decided to push I thought I had first place locked up, and then at like 150k points, and then this dude just boosted to like 400k, and I was like, okay, well, we found a whale. Next, we have Valak. He is going to, so Odin is our official first T5 player. Valak, I know, was actually going to push today, so he will probably end up becoming our second T5 player. Juliana, within the coming days, is probably going to be our third T5 player. I believe Capo, who he is, this is the gentleman from 2578 that we recruited. I believe he is going to be pushing T5 at some point as well. And then we have a bunch of really nice mid spenders. This is probably right in the realm of where I was on my main account heading into KVK1. I think I was kind of touching that 20 to 30 million range, kind of having the tech almost there, but just being held back by some things. It was probably like the castle or whatever, but I was kind of right in this realm as well of these a little bit more of mid spenders. So yeah, a pretty nice amount of mid spenders chilling in 2581. And some of these guys aren't even like mid spenders. Like I know like whatever, aka Amertum and Mr. Gobel, they spend a little bit, but these dudes are grinders. Whatever is always on the top for helps. Gobel's always on the top for helps. Even when like if I go to sleep early and I wake up at like 2 or 3 and I check my phone, Gobel is still awake, and he's on the East Coast as well as me. So dudes are just grinding like crazy. You can see our man MF leading up the Fate. And yeah, I mean, we just have a pretty nice core of active players. And you can see I'm just sitting at 94. Yo, first, and let me take a pause right here. I'm sitting at 94. All right, so I did do a little bit of low spending. I bought the King's Coronation up to gold, and then I bought like Writers and Histories here and there. I bought the Archaeologist not the Archaeologist, the for the Lucerne Scrolls. Let me just jump over here, and I'm a little rusty, guys. It's been about a month and a half or so since I've made any content. So Archaeologist, yeah, Archaeologist bundle. I didn't want to get confused with the Hammer event, but I believe I bought that for last Lucerne. But that's pretty much it. I don't really think I've bought any other bundles. I think maybe up to like $15 or something like that. With all that said, I just want to give a huge shout out to the free-to-play community. You guys are absolutely the real ones. I don't know how y'all do it. It really blows my mind of how much some of these players really have to grind. It really is amazing of, you know, how some of these players like Gobel, like whatever, can keep up with some of the you know, spenders just from pure activity. So, you know, maybe we'll actually do a little bit of like an interview with some of these players who I know are the true grinders on this kingdom, who are maybe spending a little bit, but not, you know, not breaking the bank or anything like that. So again, I just wanted to give a huge shout out to the free-to-play community. I don't know how you guys do it, because yeah, I mean, I'm sitting at the 7.6 million power, and I just want to boost so bad, but I just not going to do it. Not going to do it. Trying to stay true to my word to an extent. So that's individual powers, alliance kills, individual kills. I don't think that really matters all that much. There's little skirmishes that happen. It is what it is. City hall levels, resource gathering, none of that really matters. What we will do, what we can do, let's check out our Zenith of Powers for the continent. So if you go into Zenith of Power, we have 3 days left. Currently holding the #1 spot from 2580 MCOA, and then we have our buddy Juliana and Odin holding the 2 and 3 spot. Going down to 2582, Pablo, 2580 holding the 5th with Nyan, 81 Faye member GK. So this is a 78 member who is boosting a little bit here. I'm not going to go through all the names. There's our man Valak. He's sure to stay in these top 10s. So this is going to be a very nice and interesting, you know, little bit of a push from this early game of Zenith of Power. I think I'm probably also what I'm going to personally do is, because I have some resources. I have a decent amount of speed ups left after even just converting all of my troops into T4. I'm probably going to be doing a little bit of a push with tech. My buildings, I think I'm going to be stopping on. I need to progress on my tech a little bit. I haven't done any war tech. I've been doing stuff naturally. Kind of the same approach that I took on my main account by leveling up my economic tech just naturally, especially since it's cheap and resource, keeping the resource consumption down as I'm doing some of the buildings, which are a little bit more resource intensive. And then on events such as this, or as gold head events and mightiest governor events, is when I would usually boost my war tech. So I'm pretty much taking that same approach on this account. Obviously, with it being a very low spending to free to play account, I'm not, you know, I'm not going super crazy. There's our man MIB boss man. I know he's trying to push, but he's out of resources, so someone's gonna have to help him out there. So yeah, I mean, you know, I'm taking that same approach. So we'll see what we're going to be able to push in these next coming days. Depending on what happens on my main account, I may or may not push there, depending on what the powers are. I really only have enough speed ups, and this is like using everything to boost like to 17 million points. I thought I had more, but it is what it is. I do want a Cav skin at some point. I don't know if the Cav health is ever going to come back around because they just had it for the Osiris League skin, so we got to see. I might push there. You may see a video coming from there as well, but who knows. I'm gonna wrap this up. We're getting a little bit long now, but yeah, I just wanted to give a quick overview. I mean, I think from where we're at, if we just peek over here into the monuments, we are about 2.5 days, and then once this completes, this should be done right away because we have the spots, and then 24 hours later, so we should be in about 3 days, which is going to be on Thursday or Friday. Expect a maybe stream, or probably Friday you'll see our first stream coming back. Maybe we'll do a little bit of a happy hour stream with you guys, for anyone who wants to come back and chill and enjoy. So good to be back, y'all. I love you guys so much. Really did miss doing this, and it feels good to be back. So stay tuned. There's definitely going to be plenty more to come. With that, I'm out. Have a good one, y'all. Peace.